Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today our topic is how to create cluster or compute in Databricks Free Edition. So this is our new free edition Databricks, and I opened one new notebook here, and we'll see what are the different ways we can connect or create cluster here. So in this particular notebook, if you see here, so there is connect option is there. So if you click here and you will get serverless and you have more option. So just click on more, we'll see what will come. See here, there are two things is there. One is general compute and SQL warehouse. So first we'll look into general compute here. So I'm clicking on general compute and we have serverless is there. So we have only one cluster is there, serverless, and currently it is running. And you can check here. So serverless budget policy, currently we don't have anything. So what we can do is we can start and attach. Just click on start and attach. So it will try to connect here. So as soon as it will get connect, so we'll get here green color. See here now started connecting and starting. So we'll wait for some time until it attach the cluster. See now cluster is connected here. So it's showing green color and it is connected. So now what we can do is, so as we aware that, so Databricks supports 4 different languages. So one is Python, SQL, Scala, and R. So now we'll see this serverless cluster. So how many languages it will support. So what I'm doing right now is, so I am connected currently serverless cluster. Okay, so on top of this, I'm trying to check the code. First Python. So if I run this cell, so if running this cell means without error, so that means it is supporting. So why I'm checking this is, so we have two types of clusters. So one is serverless and we have one more is serverless query database. So first I'm checking serverless database. See here it is running. So parallelly I will check few more codes here. Yeah, so this also working. So now we got confirm like, so it's supporting Python. So next what we'll do is, next we'll check for SQL. So in SQL, I running few syntaxes. See here, so this also running. See SQL also running. And see I'm running this one also. Select Unix underscore timestamp. So this also working fine. And I'm running one more time. So this also working fine. So as of now, it working for Python and SQL. So next we'll go for R language. See, I written some of the R language code, simple code here. So, but if I try to run by keeping serverless cluster, it throwing some error here. So what it telling? So your administrator has only allowed SQL and Python commands on this cluster. So this execution contained at least one disallowed language. So it means normally Databricks it supports, if you see Databricks Community Edition and our paid versions, it will support all 4 languages. But this serverless cluster, they're telling that, so administrator has given allowed only for Python and SQL commands. So if you try to diagnose this error, So what is this diagnosis error? Why you are getting is, see here they included AI assistance here. So whenever you get error here while executing code, so immediately it will show here what is the error, and at the bottom it will show this diagnose error. If you try to click on this, it will give you explanation. So why this error is coming and what is the solution for this. So we'll wait for some time. So it will give you full details. See here, so assistance given the why this error is coming and what is the solution here. So if you read here, so what it telling this, your error occurs because your Databricks cluster is configured to only allow SQL and Python commands, not R. This is a common security or configuration setting in Databricks environments. Okay, so alternately, it's suggesting Python code here or Databricks SQL code it's suggesting here. So here again it mentioning that you cannot run R code on this cluster due to administrator restrictions. If you need to use R, you must request your administrator to enable R language support on cluster. Otherwise, use Python or SQL as shown above. So this how you can use your assistance here. Next, we'll check for Scala. So how whether it supports or it won't support. So here I written some sort of Scala code here. So here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to run this Scala code here. So this is my Scala code. So if I try to run this, so this also showing you same thing. So Scala is not yet supported by serverless compute. So this execution contained at least one cell of Scala. So if you click on diagnose error, so again this AI assistance will provide you error details. Why we are getting this? So same thing will get like, so it's showing again here explanation here, like so Scala is not supported on this cluster, and alternately is showing alternate Python code. So this for this equivalent code in Python it is giving here. It's suggesting to use this Python code. So same thing it telling like if you need to use Scala, you must switch to Databricks cluster. So not serverless. So you have to use standard or premium cluster. So see additionally, so here what here assistance is asking. So the if you want details on these three topics, if you just click on this, it will provide you details. So this how you can use effectively this AI assistance. So as of now, we saw about how to use serverless cluster and what all the languages it will support. Now what I'll do is I'll terminate this cluster, serverless cluster. So how we can terminate? So if you click on this, see here it's showing serverless and you have different options here. So one is reset and one more is terminate. So if you click on this, the serverless cluster will get terminate. So if you click here, window is showing that terminate compute resource. So it's telling that are you sure you want to terminate this computer resource? So this action will affect all users of the compute resource. Okay, so if I give confirm, so this cluster will get terminate. So next what we'll do is, see it started terminating the cluster. So next what we'll do is we have one more cluster that is serverless starter warehouse. So for this, either you can click here on more button and here SQL warehouse is there And under this, we have this one, serverless starter warehouse. And so summary, it is given this cluster summary, size is 2x small and type is serverless. So you can click here, start and attach. So this is one option. Other option is you can go to here, compute. So in compute, so here we have three options. So one is SQL warehouses, second one is vector search, and third one is apps. So if you see under SQL warehouse, so we have this one, serverless starter warehouse. And if you see this status, see it telling that it is stopped currently. And who created? So owner name is showing, and size it is showing 2xy small, and type is serverless. And if you move the cursor on this, so here this button is there, start this SQL warehouse. So here you can click and start your cluster. And at the same time, so on three dots, you have two options. So one is permissions, second one is query history. So if I click on permissions, so this permission is like, so this particular notebook, so you can give access to other teammates. So what we can do is you can type your teammate mail ID here, and you can add here, and you can give what kind of access you can give. So can use, can view, can monitor, can manage. So can use means you can just use it. Can view, you can just only view, and can monitor means so you can run the jobs and just monitor. Can manage means this all kind of permissions, all types of permissions. So next, second option is query history. If you click on this, it will open in new window, and see this particular under SQL, it will come to here, query history. See here in this window, so first one is user is there. So currently it's selected my name. So if you're working in particular team, suppose if your team has 10 members, then all 10 members mail IDs will come. So you can click whichever user you want to pick. So you just click on this, and it will filter that particular user. So how many queries he ran. Okay, so next, for how many days you want to mm, get the query history. So here currently last 7 days is there. So last 7 days only one query is there. Suppose if I change to last 14 days, so result may change. See here it refreshing the page. So see here, so a lot of queries are there. So in last 14 days, how many queries uh, try to run? So all these queries it showing here. So you can expand this and you can check what is that query. Okay, so you can expand this query and you can check the query and when it started and how long it ran and what is the source and what is the compute and what is the user who run this. So all this history it will show here. And currently it is serverless query warehouse. And here duration. So you can filter based on duration also. So based on this duration, you can filter. So you can enter some value and you can filter it. Second one is status. So based on status also, you can filter it. So based on this server status and similar way statement also. So here statement. So here we will be having different queries, no? So based on query also you can filter it. Suppose if you want to filter only delete queries, so you can click and it will update here. So here if I click on delete, so I'm not used any delete statement here. So similar way, if I click on describe, only describe, So we'll see any queries is there under describe. See, these many describe queries are there. So like this, you can filter. So, and at the end, if you don't want all these filters, you just click on reset filters. So all become to default filter conditions, it will come. So here you can do refresh here. So you can do refresh here, and here we'll see what are the options available here. See, I clicked on refresh. So all these queries will get refreshed. See, if I click on this refresh, see this refresh is running and it will try to refresh all the queries here. So next under here, we'll see. So you can select the time. So every 1 minute you want to refresh or every 5 minutes you want to refresh. Okay, so you can select that. And here we'll see, so import query profile. So this whole thing you can import into JSON format. Okay, so now we saw two options. So at compute, so here we have two options. So those two options we saw here. So one is permissions, one more is query history. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to start this cluster. Just click on this. So it will try to start. See here. So status you can pick. So we have a different status here. So currently it is started now. So you can select as running. See here, this cluster is, if you check this cluster, it is running. Suppose if you terminate this one and you check this cluster stopping. Okay, I think it is already stopped. So that's why it's not showing. So I'll try to run this one. So like this, these options you can filter it. So created by who created. Okay, so based on size also you can filter. See, by default it taking 2x small. So we have lot many options here, but so normally in real time, so we'll data engineers will not be having control on these sizes. So admin or platform team or architect, so he will be having control. So which one to select in this, and a similar way status. Okay, so suppose if I selected X small and if I don't want, so you can use clear filters here. And for editing or for creating new cluster, we don't have any permissions. If you see, this is deactivated, disabled. So if you place mouse here, it's telling that you have reached the maximum number of SQL warehouses. Delete an existing warehouse to create a new one. But if you try to delete and if you try to recreate, so you will not be able to do it. So because we don't have permission to create, and even we don't have access to edit also. If you try to click on this, see here is showing all the details. What is the status now? This cluster is currently running. And what is the name of the cluster? Serverless starter warehouse. And the type is serverless. So cluster size by default it taking 2x by small, and different cluster sizes we saw just before. And since we don't have control on this, by default it taking 2x small. And auto stop. So every after 10 minutes of inactivity, so automatically this cluster will get deactivate. And the cluster count we can see. So currently it is active. So cluster is running. That's why it's showing active one. Suppose if you stop this cluster, then it will show 0 here. and minimum is 1 and maximum 1. So it's showing who is created by. And these details we don't require much. And if you see monitoring, it is useful. So in monitoring, so status, currently this cluster is running. So it telling cluster is running. So total how many clusters? 1. And so this window you can change it. So if you want to view the charts side by side, or if you want to view the charts in full row, so that you can click on this. And again, if you see this one, no, peak, query count, all these details, these visualizations. See here, this history. So currently it is only one query it is there. That is based on last 8 hours. See if I try to change to last 14 days, see these graphs will update and I'll be having more query history. See here, this graph got updated, and if you see here, earlier it was only one query. Now I have many queries here. Okay, so next permissions. Okay, query history we already saw, permissions we already saw. So here, if you want to stop the cluster, you can stop here. And this one, so these things, these settings, if you don't want few charts, you can unpick this. Okay, so next I will come to overview and we'll see this particular cluster when we have to use it. So we are already discussing about one notebook. So there, as of now, we discussed about serverless cluster. So now we'll discuss about this particular cluster. So serverless SQL warehouse. So this particular cluster we'll see how it works and what is the difference between serverless and serverless SQL warehouse cluster. So here what I'm doing is I'm trying to connect this particular cluster. So SQL warehouse cluster I'm trying to connect here. So once I connect this, see here, suppose I'll cancel this. And if you see here, currently it is Python. Okay, so for Python, see here we don't have any symbols as of now. Python and SQL, okay, so for SQL it will work. But if you see Scala and R, see here we don't have any symbol here. At the same time, we don't have any symbol here. But as soon as I connect this cluster and observe what will happen here. See, this is Python, no? See, now I will try to connect this cluster. So we will get one window here. See here what it's telling that, are you sure you want to switch compute resources? So this will clear the state of the notebook. At the same time, SQL warehouses only support SQL and Markdown cells. So cells of other language types will fail during execution. So that means this particular cluster, it supports only SQL and markdowns. So markdown means this one, headings, and it won't support other languages. So now you observe, I'm just confirming. As soon as I confirm here, if I go up to Python, see now this server got connected here. And as soon as server is connected, just place your mouse here. See here, one symbol is added here for Python. But if you see for SQL, see we don't have any symbol. So that means as is shown in uh, dialog message, so it supports for SQL. But if you see at Python, see here what it telling cannot execute non-SQL cells when connected to a SQL warehouse. So that means it won't support for Python code. And if you try to run also, it will throw error. Okay, so we'll see what error we'll get here. See here, unsupported cell during execution. So SQL warehouses only support executing SQL cells. So next, if you see SQL, so we don't have any symbol here and it will work here. So SQL queries will work for this particular cluster. See here, I written some three different kind of queries and it is working. So next we'll see R language. Similar like Python, see here, this symbol got added and it telling same message. So cannot execute non-SQL cells when connected to SQL warehouse. So if you try to run this, we'll get same error as Python. See here, so same error we are getting. So next we'll see for Scala. See for Scala also, see this symbol got added and we are getting same message here. If I try to run this, we'll get same message here. Okay, so this is one application. One application means this particular cluster will work only for SQL, means this particular notebooks. And there is a second application is there. So where we can use it, this particular cluster is SQL editor. If you go to SQL editor, so if you want to write here SQL queries, so you had to connect to this particular cluster. So currently, if you see here, see currently it is added serverless starter warehouse. And so here you can write your queries. But if you see here right hand side, I already have some tables here. So we'll see how to make use of this. So here I have three different folders. So one is a bronze, gold, silver. So if I expand bronze, I have some table here. See here, if you place on this particular folder, see three dots is there. If you click on this, so you will get three options. So open in Catalog Explorer, copy catalog path, add to favorites. If you click on this, it will open in new window. Okay, so open Catalog Explorer in new window. So this is the new window, it is opened. So that means, so I selected this and I opened. No? So this particular catalog, so this particular catalog, it is opening in new window and it's showing all the details under this particular catalog. So how many folders or how many tables are created and who is the owner for this and what are the tags for this. And you can see each table under this particular catalog. These folders you can say or schema you can say. So when it is created and who is created. And you can see the details. So this particular catalog detail you can see here. So who is created and when it is created and when it is updated and who is updated by. And a similar way, you can check permissions. So permissions on this particular catalog. See here, so currently you have privilege for browse. And if you click on workspace, see all workspace have access. So, and if you want to create a new schema here, you can click on create new schema and you can add it here. And a similar way, this particular catalog name, you can rename it. And you can, if you want to delete this particular catalog, you can delete it. Okay, and if you want to share to someone, you can share this one. And you can manage these permissions, this catalog permissions, you can manage it. So we saw one option here. So same options will get here also. So this is my catalog name and this is my schema name. So here also, if you click on the three dots, you will get same three options. And main thing is this is our table. So catalogs, how it will be created in order is, so first one is catalog name. This is catalog name. This is schema name and this is table name. So whenever you want to access this particular table, so how you have to write query, your table name is, so your catalog name dot schema name dot table name. So here what you can do is you can write manually like select star from this particular table. So or otherwise easy and simple shortcut is, so here you have two options here if you select on this. So here double arrow is there. So it telling that insert table name. If you just click on this particular table name will get added. So how it is adding? So first it is adding your catalog name. So that is this one and dot schema name. So your schema name is bronze. Next your table name. Okay. So you can do like this and before that you can write your query like select star. Can write select star from you can do, or otherwise you can do one more thing. Instead of this, if you want to write still faster, what you can do is instead of selecting this double arrow, what you can do is you just click here, and so we have third option here. So click on this third option. See here, these three options already there. Okay, so here we have one additional option here. So preview in new tab. So yeah, already we have one tab. So I want to open this query. This query by default automatically should open and automatically should run the query and display the table. So if I click on this, that's what it will happen. See here, it will open in new tab here. And that particular query, see here, new tab is opened and query also automatically came and it limiting to 1000 and this query also automatically running. See here, it is running. Okay, see table already displaying. So that is the difference. There are two things we can do. So either you can do like this or you can insert only table name and before that you can write your query. Okay, so once this is your query and if you want to save this particular query, you can save it. You can click on this save and you can save in your location. Okay, so wherever you want, you can save this particular query for future purpose. And if you see here, what are the options is there? See here. So you have many options here. So you can go through these options. Okay, so this is similar like SSMS. Okay, so and here you have some options here. So run all statements or limit 1000. So you can filter this. So next what you can do is you can do this favorite also. So now what we discussed is, so on average high level. So total we have two clusters. One is serverless and second one is serverless starter warehouse. So this particular cluster you can use both in notebooks and this SQL editor. So, but our first cluster serverless, it won't support here. It won't support here. So this is the main difference between serverless and serverless starter warehouse. So, and I wanted to show one more thing, how to connect serverless in easy way and simple way. So as of now, how I shown is we click on connect and we try to connect. So instead of that, what we can do is first you terminate your cluster, or by default your cluster will be terminated. You simply click on empty cell or any of the cell. So by default server will get start. So we'll see now that one. See here, currently it is serverless is there. So what I will do is, so this one I will try to first to terminate this one. See now my cluster got terminated. So instead of clicking here and attaching, selecting this serverless cluster, so what we can do is, so I have one empty cell. So you can run any of the cell. So either empty cell or this particular code piece of cell. So see here, now it is connect is there, no? So as soon as if I click on this cell, if I try to run this, see immediately this cluster will get start. See here, it trying to connect the cluster. So this is one simple method to connect the cluster. So these are all the different methods to connect the clusters in Databricks Free Edition. So if you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.